So yeah, I thought I'd do a video on work and like should have I gone straight into work out of school rather than doing education? Because I've been questioning, was education just a distraction? Because I kind of believe that it probably was. Um, like you hear a lot of older people like around like my dad's generation, especially like males, even females, where they leave school first opportunity they get and to go straight into work. They get a trade, they get trained up being a bricklayer, for example, or being a plumber, being a construction worker, and just things like that. Your traditional trade sort of jobs, manual labour sort of jobs. And I'm just thinking, like, what if I did do that sort of stuff, or I just went straight into work in general? Would have I been in a better position than I am now? Like, we're not living in good times exactly, where everything just seems to be harder these days. We get taxed for everything. We're one of the highest taxed countries in the world. Jobs are next to near impossible to get, like you just normal, boring jobs like working in McDonald's or something. Getting a house is getting more expensive, and getting a mortgage is harder to get because you need to been in work for at least 2 years. And I've heard stuff like, oh, you need to have that certain amount of money in your bank account for at least a year to make sure it's clean money. Well, I'm going to be tempted to spend that money, aren't I? Like, that's not going to work out. So it just feels like the system is setting us up to make moving up the ladder harder, improving, making us richer. It's keeping the rich rich and the poor poor, basically. But yeah, like when I left school, I never went straight into work. I did education, higher education, and I kind of think it was a waste of time. But like when you're in like primary school and high school, like you're used to getting up every day in the morning, working, don't know, nearly like 8 hours a day. I don't know if it was that long, but you're like used to that. So if I'd have gone straight into work, I might have found it as a more of a natural transition where you just get up in the morning and get on with it. I may have been burnt out eventually and thought, nah, this ain't for me, and end up in the sort of position I'm in now, but I don't know. Who knows? But I went the academic route, I went to college. I think I had to do an extra year at college because I didn't do well in my GCSEs. Well, because I've got Asperger's, I don't know, I struggle at certain things, but I feel like the school system probably dumbed me down, just made everything, I don't know, treated me like I was thick, but I had to catch up on some stuff. Then I managed to get the grades to get into university. Then I think after some miracle I completed my degree and got a second class degree. COVID hit, so I don't think it was exactly easy times to get a job anyway. So, and I think after education I was just burnt out. I kind of basically gave up. And not long after, like I went ill. I started to show symptoms of psychosis. And I ended up getting sectioned in hospital. So I was clearly like burnt out from everything. Don't know if I could call it burnout, could call it laziness potentially, but I don't know. Having Asperger's, you know, to be burnt out a lot easier than normal people. Someone explained it that it could be. I think he said existential fatigue or something like that. So yeah, but like the older generation, like when they do get a job first opportunity, I don't know, like it could be just times were different back then. Who knows? Probably was because houses were a lot cheaper, things were easier to do, but they managed to get the traditional life where they work, they get a pension, they get enough money to put a deposit on a house, they find a girl, and things just works out for them. And it's like, I don't know, like that's the system, like the tradition. That's the traditional route where you go to school, then you go straight into work, get a trade. Like, because I'm seriously thinking like doing education was probably just a waste of time. I probably would have been better off going straight into work. Would have been more of a natural transition. Don't know, maybe do what my dad does, work in a warehouse. Back then, I might have just got on with it. I don't know. It might have excited me a bit because it's different to school. But now I'd probably dread it. I'd feel depressed about it. But yeah, I'm just thinking like I should have just went straight into work. I might have been in a far better position. And also back then I was like 16. I was young. I didn't have a fucking clue how the world works. Not to the level I do today, and I'm still learning today. I don't think I know everything about how the world works. I'm probably still naive in a lot of areas. So imagine me like 11 years ago, 12 years ago when I left school, like I would have been far more naive than I was now, far more clueless about how the world works. I might have just gave up. I might have just fucked it all off. I might have just said, right, this ain't for me, and just done college, tried something different. Because I'm the generation where I think probably the first generation where you had to go to college after school. I think you had to spend at least a year or two in college. But yeah, I'm just thinking, maybe I should have just gone straight into work, get as much money as I possibly can, what normies do. Because it's all about money, 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 money. You can't do fuck all without money. Just try and get the best out of life. And I'm just questioning, was education just a distraction to a level, I do think I'm glad I managed to get a degree because I watched another video yesterday by someone where he said, "Oh, I wish I had a degree." Well, I think he usually talks how against he is about education and stuff, but he said, "Oh, I wished I would have gone to university. I wished I'd have managed to earn a degree because that would have been a trophy." That's what the way I see it. I see it as like a trophy. Like it proves that I can actually do stuff. Because if I didn't, I'd probably be less confident than I am now. And just say, "Oh, I can't do anything." Because if I'd have gone straight into work, I probably would have been still miserable. I'd probably just believe that I'm more thick than I am because I didn't do well at school. So I think gaining a degree, like a second class degree, which is a good degree, second best degree you can get, second highest degree you can get, it proves that I can do stuff. So there's a bit of me that proves like that I'm quite glad that I did get that. So that it kind of is, but I don't know if it's worth the effort. The effort that I had to put into getting that, I don't know if it was worth it because I don't. It's definitely not paying off, and I still feel like I get treated like I'm thick, like I'm disabled. Like it just goes over the head. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think that's all I've got to say in this video. Catch you in another video. Goodbye.